Hello, and we're going to continue now. It's been a bit. Christmas was happening.
Anne, please calm yourself. You'll scare the man.
The artifact is one of my people's most valuable treasures. However...
Well, what are you waiting for? Hand it over so I can take a look.
Goldner took it, didn't he?
He did. I have no idea where he might have taken it.
Great. Now what?
We should get it back if it's already stolen. If it's already stolen.
If the artifact is already stolen, then it's hardly a crime if we go and steal it back, right?
You know, we can't just waltz into the man's home and steal something.
I mean, why not? Murder's also always an option.
As a noble, no doubt he has all sorts of security
he's
to
a
protect
noble.
himself.
Didn't seem very noble. Maybe he did.
You're right. We should just kill this Goldner guy and stop the mining. That would be the easy solution.
Agreed.
How in the world is that a better solution?
Murder's always a better solution, so is arson.
No one will have to die if we work smart.
But he's a general dick.
And trust me, you wouldn't survive the aftermath of such a scandal.
Oh, okay.
Spoil sport.
We'll find a way to get the artifact back from Goldner. But we're going in with a proper plan. There's still much about this whole situation that's too unclear.
Well, if information is what we're after... Caden, you've got to go through as much of this ritual as you can with me. I also need some detailed descriptions of this artifact we're looking for.
Okay, I'll go. There's no need to pull on me like that.
I really picked a wrong game to record. It has a lot of voice acting, so not a lot of time to speak. But it's also probably the best game to record, because I can just be like this and speak and say stuff. I'm bad at that part.
Guess we're going back to the shop? I wonder what Elizabeth is going to say to all of this.
Probably that we're idiots. There would be so much trouble. She's used to it by now. There's only one way to find out. She's used to it by now, probably.
With the way things have been going lately, I'd say she's grown used to these sort of things happening.
Did
Nope.
someone ever really get used to this?
What are you doing, Cider?
Such a strange group on such a strange quest. I wonder what will become of us all.
Leave the mines and return to the shop for the night. Oh, we're on chapter 2 finally. You dream that night. Dream of a sparrow and raven sitting side by side, an owl dead beneath their branches. Oh no, I like owls. Favorite bird. The woods are dark, the trees eerier still, and from their depths steps a man wearing a deer skull as a mask. This is only the beginning. You awake with a start, breathing heavily as the mist of the nightmare fades from your vision. Maya is still fast asleep, or is she? Do spirits even sleep? You're not sure, but she doesn't stir, even as you rise from your bed, the covers feeling damp and suffocating. Step outside your room to breathe. Your little quest has come to a halt. However, when you spot another resident awake at this late hour, Victoria slips out the front door of the shop and stands for a moment, weighing your options before you decide to follow. Staying as quiet as possible, you follow Victoria out into the alleyway behind the shop.
Victoria. I am ready to hear your report.
Listen, as Victoria relays the day's activities to her commander.
This is where we stand. I believe our next course of action should be to file for a warrant of the Goldner estate, to retrieve the sword and...
That would hardly be a swift solution, would it, Victoria? To file such a request and get it approved might take weeks. And let's not forget, we'd need to disclose the reason why this magical artifact would have been entrusted to you, instead of simply being destroyed.
But the protocol...
Fuck the protocol. Down with the monarchy.
Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where alternative measures must be taken. If what this outlander says is true, and the situation can be resolved by completing this ritual, then that is now your highest priority.
With all due respect, Commander, this magic, we know nothing about it. It's as chaotic as it comes. If the Paragon knew about this...
I have already informed him of the situation, and he agrees with my assessment.
What?
The Paragon agrees. The sacrifice is worth it to keep the peace. Things are not as stable in the capital as they appear to be. An incident like this could cause a lot of unnecessary stress. I won't get into political details. Just know that this is by far the better option.
Politics. Huh.
Government's corrupt. It always will be.
Do you understand your orders?
I do.
Very well. I will be awaiting your report of a successful mission, then.
The image disappears and you can no longer see Victoria's expression in the dark. We'll approach her. You step out from your hiding spot and approach Victoria, who left out a sigh. And just how long have you been standing there? Long enough to notice your boss is an ass. Sorry. Politics, huh? Long enough to notice your boss is an ass is the correct answer always. But sorry. I'm sorry I didn't mean to pry. Yet here you are. Victoria lets out a heavy sigh. Seems there's no other way to go through this with this break-in, damn it. This is not how I wanted this to go. Don't feel bad, Goldner's an ass. It does seem to be the best option we have. I'm not too happy with this either. Don't feel bad, Goldner's an ass. If it's any consolation, you shouldn't feel bad for Goldner. He's a grade A asshole. He had it coming. I won't disagree, but this is not how things should work.
I do not want to be the judge of who or what deserves punishment. People's opinions are flawed. I am flawed.
Everyone is. That's why no one besides a large group of people should be the judge. But in this case, we have enough people who are, like, suffering from this that it is pointed out that he is a villain.
The system ensures that I don't make a mistake.
The system is made by people, too.
About that...
Well, the system isn't perfect either. If we all agree that murder was okay, then that would be a law, but it wouldn't be right. I think being able to assess your own morals and stand up to the people in power when you think they are wrong is a true form of courage. Victoria is silent for the longest time, mulling over your words.
No.
I don't agree with you. How can a society work without any rules? It can't, but it needs to at some points. Why should my morals be more valid than someone else's? It's harder to explain. Victoria sighs. Why are we even discussing this? No matter, go back to bed. I have work to do. I want to see what the options are. Will you be okay? Where are you going? Don't stay out too late. Take care. How can I sleep? Need any help? I want to see where this option takes us. So I'm going to click it, even though it's probably a wrong thing to do. How could I possibly sleep? Knowing you're by your lonesome when I could instead be at your side. Really cracks her knuckles.
I am not getting paid enough for this.
If you are having trouble sleeping, I'm sure we can find a solution for that. Right, I'll go to bed. Clever choice. Or he disappears down the street, and you return to your room with a sigh. As you get up to face a new day, the sound of the valley waking up is strikingly normal. I will definitely be replaying this for a lot of endings. Things are not what they used to be. Your mind no longer lingers on mundane issues like your upcoming graduation or the flower festival. Instead, it dances around these strange new companions you have gathered in the quest ahead of you all. Mime seems to be in a more serious mood. She is sitting by the broken window, staring out into the street with a faraway look in her eyes. Are you okay, Mime? Penny for your thoughts? Something interesting outside?
I wonder.
Something interesting happening outside? Demon uprising, an angry mob? Nothing of the sort. Everything looks just the same as it did yesterday.
About that.
This really went and took a turn on us, didn't it? An ancient spirit prison, huh? This is all so much bigger than I thought. I think because you turned out okay, it didn't really occur to me just how many people would get hurt by this. How many people are going to end up like that kid, Kim, losing someone they care about to the madness?
I wonder.
You tackled the incident with Ronan yesterday so confidently. It seemed to doubt for every second that we could be able to handle that we would be able to handle the situation. Meanwhile, all I could think about was how I could get away. We have to try our best. I am scared as well. We can do this, I know this. I'm scared as well.
Can I really do it?
I'm scared as well, mine, but we can't let fear stop us.
You think so?
I wonder about that. Wonder if when the need arises, will I be able to act? I'm not sure. Anyway, that's not really important right now. We should meet up with the others. Doesn't take long before your group of companions have gathered at the small shop. Some more awake than others. Victoria's sitting in the corner, sipping on a coffee, looking a bit haggard, like she didn't sleep at all.
Are you okay, Victoria? You look a bit...
What our dear spirit friend is trying to say is, you look like you have been coughed up by a cat.
Victoria's eyes twitch.
I'm fine. I was up all of last night investigating this Goldner's mansion. I'm afraid Anne's guess was correct. The place is heavily guarded, and I sensed magic somewhere inside as well.
Traps? Or something else? That man is quite a hypocrite, isn't he? Hating magic, but then turning around and using it to protect himself.
I agree. However, that doesn't make the situation any less... difficult.
What about you, our tall friend? Anything useful to add about how you escaped that place?
As an agent of my people, you can imagine that I'm not entirely without skill myself. Going back in, however, if it wasn't due to the gravity of our situation, I would never consider it.
It's a great risk, but we have no choice. We need that artifact now. Failure is not an option, which means I'm going to need your assistance. All of you.
Wait, what?
I need your help.
There's a moment of stunned silence as the words sink in.
I've got to admit, I did not expect that. Did the knight herself really just ask for our help?
Does this mean you actually think of us as a team? Oh, this is so exciting!
Don't get ahead of yourself. I still think the lot of you are dangerous individuals who must be watched. However...
What do you need us to do? Aw, you need us. We're happy to... Aw, you need us.
Are we finally starting to grow on you?
Don't be ridiculous. We need a way in. We need to deal with any guards and traps we encounter. And we need to locate the artifact.
I'm I'm sure someone working for Goldner would know where he'd store an artifact like that. I've seen his guards hang around the tavern at night. A bit of friendly eavesdropping might be enlightening. As for any magical items we might come across, I'm sure our resident Tinker Mage will be quite capable of handling that.
Wait, what?
You wanted to know more about this Outlander artifact as well, did you not?
Well, yes, but...
If that's settled, perhaps we can use alchemy to get inside. It worked quite well down in the tunnels, and Elizabeth might have some ideas if we go ask her.
That's actually not a bad plan, Mime.
Really? That's great! Ooh, this is so exciting! It's starting to sound like we're going on some grand adventure together. Do we need a team name? Legendary heroes always have a team name. Something cool, like the Valiant Victors, or maybe the Demon Detectives.
Wow. Demon Detectives actually does sound cool. Mime, no. But it's deadpan. Mime, no.
Mime.
No. Oh, come on. You can't say Demon Detectives isn't an awe-inspiring team name.
No.
It's certainly unique.
I'm not sure I'm following this weird topsider tradition.
If we're a team, can I then veto this? I veto this.
You guys are no fun.
But tell me, Anne, what was life like at the Academy?
Why do you ask? I thought you were confident the Academy was a horrible mage prison.
Yes. But that doesn't mean I know how you felt growing up there. I thought your perspective would be valuable to consider.
That's rather pragmatic of you. Very well, I'll bite. The Academy is a wonderful place. A safe haven for mages to study and research without fear of the ignorant masses who wish us harm. Everything's in perfect balance, just like Izith intended. Does that answer your question?
It certainly confirms that they brainwashed the lot of you. That's for sure.
That's it. I'm done talking to you.
Let's go to the flower shop. Look for... and we'll visit Quinn first. I think we might get near. Oh, it's really quiet in here. Looks like there's not a lot of people out to buy flowers today.
Welcome back.
Snow, welcome. How's your mission going? How's your testing going?
Tell me
You know anything from the samples I brought you? Oh yes, I should have known you would ask about that. The answer is both a yes and a no. I'm confident after consuming this with the soil that it was no fire. The branches told me no disease had killed them either. It is quite strange, as if their life them was drawn out in an instant. They felt no pain, or fear. One moment they were living, and the next they were not. That's frightening. You must get to the bottom of this. Poor Forest.
That's awful.
That's so sad. Poor Forest. Don't let this knock you down, Snow.
Nature is remarkable.
Nature is resilient. I already found signs of life in the soil you brought me. Forest will grow again, don't you worry. Time to leave.
I'll be off then.
That's all I need to know.
Take care.
So, you really are a hunter, huh?
Former hunter. But yes. What about it?
What was it like? Did you save a lot of people? What is the biggest demon you've ever fought?
You are oddly excited about this.
Why wouldn't I be? Hunters are the keepers of balance in this world. The sword that shields us from untamed magic and demons.
You shouldn't put such faith in fairy tales, Anne.
Hey, wait! What did she mean by that?
Well, let's visit Anne then. You search for Anne, takes you to Quinn's shop, and the florist gives you a friendly smile as you enter.
Hey there, you two.
Hey there, Snow. Mime.
Welcome back.
Anne mentioned you'd be dropping by. She's in the back. Just be careful where you step in there, okay?
Right.
That sounds kind of ominous. What happened? Anne moved in? What is Anne doing? Anne moved in? I take it Anne has made herself at home? Rearrange one of the storerooms so she can use it as her workshop while she's here. She's done an impressive job, but I tend to get a bit nervous around tinker magic. Too many sparks and moving parts. Anyway, you should go take a look for yourself.
Let's go.
Right, excuse us. Curiosity and dread settle in your stomach as you make it out the back and enter what was a storeroom, now transformed into a makeshift workshop. Weird bits and pieces of tools and gadgets are scattered about everywhere, and a huge stack of books is towering ominously in the corner. In the middle of it all, scribbling away, sits Anne, not looking up from her notes even as you enter.
Ah, you two. Glad you could make it.
You settled in quickly. How did you get all this stuff? Glad to see you settled. Happy to be here. Always for you, Anne. This place is amazing. Always for you, Anne.
Happy to help.
You just have to say a word and Anne and I will rush to your side. I'm glad you're so excited about these experiences with me. She closes her notes with a snap and hops over to you, eyes glinting with anticipation.
Let me have a look at that locket.
Fine, we had a deal. Please be careful with it. I'm looking forward to hearing the results. Say please. Right, here you go. Let's do this science thing.
Okay.
Here you are. So I see what you can find out.
This is amazing.
Thank you, and I'm confident this will be great. Hand the locket to Anne, who makes a muffled sound of excitement as she looks over, forgetting all about you and Mime as she rushes over to her desk. Anne brings out some different tools and begins prodding away at the locket. She's so deeply focused, she doesn't seem to register you at all. This looks like it might take a while. Should we sit down? You find an empty space somewhere on the floor and sit down to wait. Mime makes a game out of stacking books for a while before she dozes off ends the pile, leaving you to watch Anne in silence. Her face is scrunching up cutely, and you notice she taps her foot lightly when she writes, but stops when she falls even deeper into thought. When she's tinkering ears with the locket, her hands move swiftly and efficiently. It's almost uncanny just how precise she moves. Maybe that's what tinker magic looks like.
I'm a genius.
After what must have been almost an hour of silence, the mage finally puts her tool down, stretching her arms above her head with a grin.
Okay, I think I've got it.
Huh?
What? We got what, huh? Mime awakes with a start, blushing as she rubs from the sleep from her eyes. Finally, what have you got? I should take a nap as well. What have you got?
That's great.
That's amazing. What exactly have you got?
So,
This is indeed a spirit locket, similar to the ones used in the past. No one uses them anymore since they run on energy of spirits, which is taboo.
Oh.
Also, there kinda aren't a lot of us left. The demons you have collected aren't as much sealed away as they are simply absorbed into the locket's power source. This means every demon you collect has in fact added to the total power of the locket. Quite fascinating. So I'm using the demons as fuel. As long as it keeps them sealed, serves them right. Serves them right for all the trouble they've caused.
Oh.
Do you really mean that? I mean, they've been kind of bad and they hurt people, but doesn't it feel wrong to using them like they're some kind of power source?
actually,
As far as you haven't tapped into the locket's potential yet. You haven't been using a completely different power source. She looks to Mine, who blinks, pointing to herself.
Huh?
What? Oh yes, me. I suppose I've been the one helping you out since we've always felt that glowy connection when we sealed one of those bad guys away.
fascinating.
You have been using your magic to help Snow all this time, yet you do not feel yourself weakening.
No way.
Well, no. I feel completely fine. Anne taps her chin with a pen before noting down a few more things in her book.
So,
Spirit alchemy is already known in own school of the arcane, so I will not learn anything new by poking my nose down that trail. The fact that you have to rely on another scarce power source that would deplete over time isn't fixing anything, just creating new dependency. No, the interesting aspect of this still remains you, Mine.
Whoa.
Me?
actually,
My theory is that since the two of you are soulbound and not connected through the locket, the energy you channel from Mine isn't draining her. Of course, if you were to do something very challenging, I'm sure you'd both feel very be able to feel the strain, but you would recover just like a mage recovers after having used their powers.
This
In short,
is amazing.
your connection has given Snow the same magical potential a mage possesses. I'm a mage? Well, that's not good. I'm a mage? I'm a mage, does that mean I can cast spells as well? I suppose with the right training you'd be able to use magic much like mages do, using the lock as a focus force, but that's just a theory.
Yikes!
You really have to find a way for us to get unbound again.
You do realize.
I won't recommend that now, since we still need you two to be able to be connected to the seal away demons we'll undoubtedly come across. Spirit magic, soul binding, creating mages. These all scream taboo, but I must admit, finding a way to equip non-mages with magical potential would really change how we all think about magic.
If magical items didn't need a power source, but people themselves could just power them on their own. Such a discovery, even if not put into practice, would be quite an achievement. Enough to grant me my title for sure.
What about the spirits? Yeah, that's going to go well. Someone is going to abuse this. What about the spirits?
What?
What about the spirits, though? Are we just going? They're just going to have to become some kind of slaves, following people around and lighting their lamps? I just provide the research that says it's possible. What he may decide to do with this knowledge is not my problem. Of course, you're responsible for what you create. You can't just dismiss your responsibilities like that. Not on me like you're making excuses because you don't want to admit anything bad might come out of this. Is your professor title worth that much to you?
I can't believe this.
You have no idea what that title means to me. You don't know me or what I've been through to get this far. If I don't claim this discovery, someone else will eventually, so I'm not going to hold myself back just because the rest of humanity is a bunch of morons. Hands you your locket. That's all I want to research for today. Thank you for your cooperation. I'll be calling upon you again when I need to learn more. I think that's our cue to go. You and Mime leave. On your way out, you notice Anne returning to her little mountain of books and massaging her arms with a pain expression. In the evening, you and Mime make your way to the tavern to hunt down information for Michael. You find the mage sitting alone at a table in the corner. So, whose legs are we going to break? You really think we can get information here? What's the plan? So, whose legs are we going to break? So, how are we doing this? I'm the bad knight, you're the good knight, and we round someone up out in the back? That would certainly be an interesting bonding exercise. It's just something far more subtle. Many of the town's residents frequent this place after hours to complain and drink their sorrows away. It does seem to be kind of crowded in here. I noticed those working for this Goldner fellow seem to have more quarrels to drink away than others, so let's try and listen in, see if we can learn a thing or two. It's a great idea. That sounds really boring. They won't be suspicious?
Really?
You sure we're going to be able to listen in? We're not exactly inconspicuous. Was that a quiet jab at my fashion? Don't worry, these people are plenty occupied with their drinks, trust me. The mage pulls out a deck of cards and starts shuffling with an easy smile. How about a friendly game while we wait? You want to play cards now? Suppose there's no harm. Careful, I'm quite good. You don't know what you're getting stuff into, you're Mitchell. Better keep your coin close.
Oh, this'll be good.
Ah, confidence. Huh? Excellent. Let's have a match then. Michael deals cards and Mime sits off to the side watching you two curiously as you play. As the light dim outside, more patrons make their way into the tavern, but none seem to be Goldner's men so far. Put down your first card, and Mime leans in over your shoulder to get a closer look. How pretty. Are all the cards painted like this? Indeed, I got this deck from an artist in Eridus as a reward for, well, that's another story entirely. They are quite spectacular. I especially like his careful attention to symbolic meaning behind each card. Huh, there's a meaning to it, isn't it just a picture of the coin?
Let's see.
Once upon a time, humans believed cards like these had held magical properties. They would read the meaning behind the card and take it as a sign of divination. Such things are illegal now, of course, so the symbols that were once commonly known are now largely forgotten. Just one more thing the Empire has destroyed. Not all humans are like that, though. I bet Snow knows some of the meanings. She's really smart, after all. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say, Mime.
You're the best!
I'm just being honest. You're the smartest human I know, after all. How many humans do you know, Mime? That's besides the point. Well, she knows you, so that's saying something. If you say so. I'm curious now, though. Snow has become quite adept at subverting my expectations this far. I wonder just how much of the old meanings have survived. You care to put it to the test? What's in it for me?
I wonder.
This is a way for you to potentially get a good laugh out of me failing your little test, but what's in it for me?
Interesting.
That's an excellent point. Let me think. What about a prize if you win? What kind of prize? Secret, from yours truly. If you pass the test, I'll share something about myself. Seems like a fair deal, no? Bring it on. I bet you say.
I'll do it.
I'm in, let's do this.
Oh, this'll be good.
As you wish. Why don't you start with the card that drew our dear Mime's attention? The coin, a card most often associated with wealth. Do you perhaps know its original meaning? Trust.
I wonder.
The meaning is trust. A coin is worthless if no one trusts in its value. I'm surprised you knew that one. We put our trust in the fact that possessing one of these worthless discs will allow us to trade it again. Humans are quite fascinating, no? Michael shuffles the cards, then draws 3, putting 2 of them face up and the last one down. The bird gods, I believe you're familiar with the first 2. The sparrow, patron of heroes' tale, and the raven, harbinger of death. These others have a third sibling. Do you know who? The eagle, the nightingale, and the swan. I believe it's the nightingale.
Actually...
It's the nightingale, isn't it?
Sure thing.
The correct answer. Someone who isn't supposed to know about the old religion, you are quite good at this. Nightingale was my favorite of the bird gods. The patron of storytellers, so feared that even the Empire doesn't dare mess with bards and performers working under his banner. Michael deals another hand and hums himself, picking out one card and placing it down face. How curious. Who? Mine moves to peer over Michael's shoulder, her golden eyes wide as she takes in all the human creatures with a deer skull for a head. Who's this? The father of the forest. The king of nightmares. I'm going to say the father of the forest.
So...
He's the father of the forest, one of the gods of the old religion.
Well, I'll be damned.
That's right. Despite his frightening appearance, it is said that he is a gentle god. A steward of creatures in the forest. What is it, Mime? Do you like this card?
You see...
It's difficult to explain, but I feel sort of sad looking at this. But also happy. This is so strange.
Here.
Well, if you like it that much, you can keep it for now.
Well, I'll be damned.
Our game has concluded, after all, and I must admit defeat. You have proven to be quite proficient at this, though. Well, you promised a secret.
Interesting.
That's right, I suppose I did. Which one to pick, though? I never learned how to whistle.
Come on.
What? That's not a secret. It is to me. I'm quite embarrassed about this revelation. Can't you see me blushing? Someone without shame can't blush. Ouch. Should have figured. Well, I still had fun. I'll get those secrets somehow. Should have figured.
I can't believe
Should have
this.
known you would pull something like this. I'm glad I live up to your expectations. Michael's eyes flickered to the door. His lips draw up into a smirk. This has been a pleasant distraction, but I believe our quarry just arrived. We should listen in. I'm going to continue through this, and then when we get to the map again, that will be the end of the episode. Michael's motions subtly. He has the booth behind you is filled with 3 burly guys, each with a tankard of ale. I can't believe the boss had us act as deliverymen. I thought we were supposed to do guard duty, not heavy lifting.
Well...
No, you can't expect those scrawny mages to pull their weight. I'm getting a bad feeling about using magic like that, even if it is from the capital. What if the safe is haunted with some kind of witch magic?
What? Really?
I suppose it's not a problem since the boss isn't letting anyone into his that precious office of his. I wonder just what kind of stuff he's going to hide in that safe if he's resorting to using a magical one to keep it locked away.
Watch your mouth.
Hey everybody, let me give you some advice as your elder and all. You want to keep working for gold, or you stop asking stupid questions like that. We guard the place, and it's no one's business what he's hiding in there, understand? I understand. Mitchell teases ask for wine with the slice
How curious.
Seems like our evening has concluded. Let us return home, shall we? You leave the tavern. The cold air is a stark contrast to the toasty bar, and you shiver.
Well done!
So Goldner is hiding something. Seems his office is the place for us to go.
Interesting.
Now, it appears to be the case, but he recently installed some magic safe from the capital. He must recognize the value of the artifact he stole from Kida, and this could be trouble. But at least for now, we know. Oh, so we can be prepared.
Well, isn't this neat?
All in all, I say this little excursion of ours was very fruitful. I agree, playing games saved the day. I need sleep. Let's just get out of here. Aye aye, Captain.
Here you are, Mime.
This is a sweet roll? But why?
I noticed you were shooting the baking stall longing glances earlier. Given you can't actually reveal yourself, I figured I could swipe it for you.
Thank you so much. You're so kind. Wait, you did pay for this, right?
Well, you can't expect me to do more than one good deed in a day, can you?
Michael?
Michael. Yeah, well, that's going to be the end of this episode. Hope you had a good time.